It's such a tumultuous relationship, and it's passionate and volatile and all these awesome things. And I think both of them definitely use that to their advantage to try to get the other person to do what they want. It's a really interesting relationship. I'm not surprised by the popularity of the show, but it's also it's more just being completely flattered by it, because when you're shooting something, and like when we were doing season 1, it's like we knew we were doing something special, and we knew that this was definitely different from anything that we've done before. We're like, whoa, this is amazing, and these actresses are amazing, and the writers, and everything was just great. And you can only hope that fans, gravitate towards it. The thing that's awesome about Jenji Cohen is that she just she always keeps the audience on their toes, and I'm not giving anything away, but it's great. I mean, whenever you think something's going one way, it goes a different way. So there's a lot of detours and roundabouts and whatever you want to call them. I mean, we definitely will keep the audience guessing in terms of what's going on. I love watching, an entire season at a time and just, banging it out, and it's great. But I think in terms of, being on Netflix and having that model, be from the ground up, it's great, because I think that's just what a lot of people do nowadays. When it comes to Alex and Piper rekindling their kind of love for each other, basically in the first season, I had this line where it's like, I think when two people are basically, when they love each other, it's easy for it to come back, you know what I mean? And I think that, that feeling never goes away. And I actually believe that in real life. I mean, every, guy I've ever dated, there's always a little bit of a flame, a torch for them, So I think in terms of Alex and Piper, they do have this intense love for each other that I think it's totally easy for it to ignite back up again. I think what Alex and Piper bring out in each other is a lot of things. It's a lot of good, it's a lot of bad, it's a lot of ugly. I mean, there is so much passion in their relationship, and it is a volatile relationship, and I think that depending on what both of them are kind of, what angle they're playing, I think that they kind of work on that. Like when Alex needed her to, smuggle drugs for her, she worked a certain angle and manipulated her. But the thing that's so great about the relationship is when you bring it down to the basic, it's like they do really love each other. And that's, I think, why people are holding on to this relationship and why it's so real to them. I honestly don't think I can compare Alex to any characters I've played in the past. She's very different from any characters I've played. I mean, she's definitely, she's such a badass, And I haven't really played anything like her. And she's really complicated because she's kind of like this tough exterior, and she's like this badass girl, but she's also, we get to see a lot of, this crazy vulnerable side to her, and the fact that she does love Piper so much, and the fact that Piper really does hurt her. I think that the audiences love the flashback scenes is because it always gives them more of an insight into these girls, into these women, And when you're watching a show and you love these characters, and then you get to go into their backstory and learn more about them, I think audiences love it because it gives you, that much more of a connection to them, because you're learning that much more about them. And it's a really great tool to be able to use on our show to be able to tell their stories.